All right. Moving on. I want to talk a little bit about what you're currently doing and what does the role of a data scientist mean and what type of skills are required.
Okay, so I am in one specific role of a data scientist, and the place that I am at, my value add to the company is in terms of fusing business and data science. So what I'm trying to do is ECOLAB is at a very premature stage of data science, where we are still trying to understand what could be done with the data, because there is a lot of data available within ECOLAB through IoT sensors. So my role is interacting with holistically, or going ahead, my role is going to be identifying all the data science opportunities within the company by interacting with different departments and trying to figure out the good ones from the bad ones. I mean, when I say good ones from the bad ones, the ones that can be solved using data and the ones that cannot, and then taking the good ones to commercialization. So when I say commercialization, I mean developing an analytics product that can be sold in the market and the company can earn revenue out of it, or it could be some kind of efficiency improvement for any person within the company. One specific example that me and Suraj were also talking about before the start of this, and something that I would like to give you an example towards is like, so ECOLAB is into the business of chemicals, selling chemicals. And when we say chemicals, it's like, imagine a restaurant, and if the cleaning agents that are required in the restaurant are something that are sold by ECOLAB. Now, a restaurant also has a commercial dishwasher. A dishwasher uses chemicals. The chemical is sold by ECOLAB. Now, what ECOLAB promises is like, you will require to a particular restaurant, let's say, take any restaurant, or maybe like 4 Point Sheraton or a Hyatt in Mumbai, and ECOLAB will promise them that you would not require more than 6,000 gallons of our chemical if you use our chemical, and if you use more than 6,000 gallons, we'll pay for the extra chemical that you use. Now, this is the commitment or the business commitment that is made by ECOLAB. How do we cater to that? Is through data science. What we do there is like, there are some sensors fitted onto the commercial dishwasher which feed back data with respect to what is the temperature inside, what was the amount of chemical that was dispensed, how much time did the dishwasher run for, etc., etc. When was the last maintenance cycle like? All these data will be coming back through cloud to ECOLAB, and then ECOLAB would build a predictive maintenance model which would tell before the actual maintenance requirement altogether that your machine is requiring some maintenance. Please plan your resources and do that predictive maintenance there. So this way the machine is kept up in good health, which increases asset life for the customer, reduces the chemical consumption, helps ECOLAB keep its commitment, and increases the stickiness of the customer back to ECOLAB. So.
And just the question is, how do you pick up the data, and what is it? You meant there's an IoT sensor into the right next to the machine that brings the data in real time, or is it something that you guys keep on analyzing in batch processes?
It's real time. It's like, so predictive maintenance, like the dishwasher is running and I'll be telling them in the next 3 hours your dishwasher is going to go down if you don't do a maintenance right now.
Okay, who does the programming for that? Is that something you guys do, or is it just analysis of data and you got the program is something different altogether?
It's done by data scientists altogether. So we do that, but it depends on because ECOLAB also engages some external analytics companies. So it could be either data scientist or a data scientist getting the work done from an external company. Like a couple of projects that I am working on, I am engaging with external agencies to get that done.
Okay, and your role will be the analysis of the information.
My role would be essentially giving them business priorities in the current context and validating the work done by validating the data science work, all the programming code done in Python or whatever tool that they use to ensure that the business results make sense and the modeling is correct. And it's something that ECOLAB can reproduce on its own once the external agency moves out of the picture.
Okay, so how technical is your role versus business?
It's a mix of both. At ECOLAB, we have the freedom to carve out our own career path. And given my background, I've chosen to be in both worlds, business and data science. So my role, I am seeing as a mix of both, where I explain complex stuff like neural networks and analytics algorithm to a marketing manager who's never heard even about neurons. So that's one side, and then the other side would be, at the same time, I would be understanding what is the analytical algorithm, what are the steps that they have followed to get to applying a specific analytics algorithm, what are the results like, are we looking at the right metrics or not, and all this happens on a Jupyter notebook or a Python code basically.
Okay, so you do need to know Python programming.
In terms of skills, yes, you got to know Python, but along with Python, you should know R and SQL as well. If you cover R, SQL, Python, and let's say Tableau or Power BI, I can fairly say that you have covered 95% of the tools in the market. So a big advice to all the people who are listening out here would be that master the 4 tools or have some knowledge of 4 tools before getting into the program. That will give you a big leap on others in the program and in your career as well, in fact.
Okay. And what are your hours in this? Is this a very, is it more your working life work balance?
Work-life balance is amazing at ECOLAB. I mean, like, it's like the official hours mentioned are 7:30 to 4:30, but I go in at 8, I move out by 4. And having said this, there is no specific stringent rule that I have to come in at 8. There are people who come at 9:30, 10 also, and then they work till 6. Or you can work from 8 to 2 also if you want to. You can work less hours but be as productive as you were when you would have worked for 8 hours. So the output is what matters instead of hours. There's no card swiping concept out here. Like I work from 8 to 4, do gym for an hour and a half after 4 in the evening, and still land up having 2 hours extra in the evening when I have nothing to do apart from having food.
Coming back to the students, I want to stress is that data scientist as a role varies from company to company.
Correct.
But it appears that your role is more of a business analyst, which is construed as a data scientist now. Would you say that correctly or no?
No, not that would be incorrect, because I am working on building on models. I could work on building on models myself as well, but given the current business requirement, I am engaging with external agencies out here. So it's like in a couple of years, the code that is written by external agencies is something that I would have to do. So
okay, great.
But it would be, I want to make it very clear that it would be very incorrect for somebody to correlate data scientist with programming. That's the most common pitfall or a mistake that people do, and that's completely wrong. A data scientist is also a guy who's able to explain data science to anybody, and that's the skill which is valued in the market than just programming.
So do you think that you need a very strong programming acumen for data science?
A decent programming acumen is what I would say. So data scientist is a guy who works at the intersection of business, statistics, and programming.